Hello, hello. All right, so we are back to the tattoo history lessons, okay? And today we're going to cover lesson 7, Nile Valley, Egypt. The art in ancient Egypt was both highly symbolic and stylized. While much of this art has been found in the form of sculptures and paintings, there were more diverse depictions that were left to discover as well. The surviving art has often been discovered in monuments and tombs, carefully placed there by the Egyptians many years ago, as they fulfilled their focus on the preservation of knowledge of the past. The ink used in these early tattoos is believed to have been made from a type of soot, as it was usually dark, either black or black-blue in color. Many types of instruments have been found that are considered to be the means by which the tattooers pricked the skin and then inserted the ink. Only female Egyptian mummies have been found with tattoos, but it is not believed that only females were tattooed, as there have been many pieces of Egyptian artwork discovered that depict males with tattoos as well. Osiris, also known as Osiris, he was an Egyptian god, serving as the ruler of the afterlife, the underworld, and the dead. Osiris was first noted in the middle of the 5th dynasty of Egypt. Many of the myths of Osiris are derived from symbolic information in the pyramid texts. For the dead in the afterlife, Osiris was known as a merciful judge and is said to have granted life in the underworld, which includes the vegetation for the fertile Nile River. He has also been known as the Lord of Love. Isis, an ancient Egyptian goddess whose worship was spread throughout the Greco-Roman world. She was worshipped as the matron of nature and magic, and seen as the ideal mother and wife. Isis was the friend of artisans, sinners, slaves, and the oppressed. She was also known to listen to the prayer of maidens, rulers, aristocrats, and the wealthy. Bastet, the daughter of the sun god Ra, Bastet was a woman with the head of a cat. She is known as the feline goddess of ancient Egyptian religion. Cats in ancient Egypt were commonly worshipped and revered. Amun, a god in Egyptian mythology. Amun was a man with a ram head and was one of the most powerful of the Egyptian gods. He was known to help the poor and unfortunate, and was said to be self-created. Because of this, he was known as the grandest of the transcendental deities in Egyptian theology. Horus. Horus was one of the most notable and significant of the ancient Egyptian deities. It is believed that Horus was worshipped from the late pre-dynastic period through the Greco-Roman times. Horus was depicted in the form of a falcon and was the patron deity of Nekhen in Upper Egypt. Horus was commonly known as the Lord of Life. In Egyptian hieroglyphs, Horus was known as HRW, pronounced Haru, which means falcon. Ankh. Ankh was known as the key of life or the key of the Nile. The Ankh was the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic character which meant eternal life and was said to offer protection. Tutankhamun, also known as King Tut. He was known as the Egyptian pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. Tutankhamun translates to the living image of Aten. While Tutankhamun means living image of Amun, he is, perhaps the most well-known pharaoh, and his well-preserved tomb is among one of the most exhibited of all Egyptian artifacts. Sphinxes were creatures with a lion's body and a human head. Sphinxes were associated with solar deities in ancient Egyptian history. The Egyptian name for Sphinx was Shishfank. Probably saying that wrong, please excuse me, which meant living image, and referred to the statue of the Sphinx, which was carved out of a living rock. Lesson of the day. Neo-traditional and traditional tattoos within the Navy. As you learned in our last history lesson for tattoos, tattoos in the Navy were of high importance for multiple reasons. Because this is such a big impact, okay, to the tattoo industry, and paved the way for really any tattoo artist these days, okay, as a whole. I want to focus back again into that realm, okay. It's very important. This is a style that a lot of people are drawn to because of the longevity of the piece, and it's also a style that if a tattoo artist does not do the research properly, does not use the proper line weight, colors, simplified designs to meet the true style, okay, to meet all of the rules of this style, then it can be an epic fail very fast. And as a tattoo artist, you never want to say that you can do traditional or neo-traditional without doing that proper research and without having having the experience at the very least on fake skin, and in just drawing technique, okay. If you don't have that, then you need to spend some time on it before actually taking on clients with this style. A lot of tattoo artists think, oh, it's it's the easiest, it's the most simple. It's not. There's a lot of extra rules that go into this, and simple does not mean easy, okay. For many, it is much more difficult when it actually comes time to draw it, okay. One, because of the simplified design, but also two, because of the rules associated, okay. So now it's time to learn some of the meanings of the commonly chosen tattoos of Navy personnel during the World Wars and Vietnam War. Homeward Bound, the art of the sailor, okay. Now this shows there are different areas of the body that these are placed on sometimes, okay, but these were commonly placed in these areas, and these are the meanings of why the sailor would get them, okay. So let's start over here, left working to right. The shellback turtle, earned. This tattoo is earned when initiated into King Neptune's court, okay. The nautical star, this is so that a sailor could always find their way home. Right here you can see that example. The full rigged ship, right in the center of the chest here, that means a sailor had been around Cape Horn. The swallow, a swallow gets tattooed for every 5,000 nautical miles that they travel. It's a swallow here and a swallow here. An anchor, you can see most of the image kind of down here. A single anchor told that a sailor had crossed the Atlantic or was a merchant mariner. And the knots in a rope around the wrist indicated a sailor's rank, okay. So depending on number of knots within the rope. Navy tattoos. This is one of Sailor Jerry's masterpieces. Okay, he tattooed this in 1943 on Captain Elvie. As you can see, we've got the eagle, the flag, traditional banner. You've got your traditional roses. You've got, let's see here, your ship, some birds, some sky. You got your waves down in here, and then you have some sea creatures coming up on each side here. Okay, and then in the background you can see he ties it together. This is the top of an anchor, and then it's kind of, the image is kind of created, it's more of like a background element, but still a main portion. Okay, because then you've got the bottom of the anchor here. Okay. Assignment for today is to create one flash sheet of Navy tattoos in traditional or neo-traditional style. The flash sheet must include various size designs and the following subjects: a full-rigged ship, nautical stars, shellback turtle, swallow, anchor, rope. The flash sheet must be complete and in all formats. Printed with title and website, so you can put it into a flash book. It'll be due within a week. And then the second part of the assignment is to create an Egyptian-inspired flash sheet of 3 to 5 designs, covered in today's lesson. The student will also prepare a 5 to 10 minute presentation talking about their choices for the flash sheet and meanings behind each design. Same thing, like all formats, like it for the web, RGB, for CMYK for print and stencil, and printed with title and website to place in your flash book. This one will be due in 2 weeks from today. And that is it, my friends. I will see you next time with our next lesson here. You have a good one.